decks at the moment. And I want to see how well I can do on the ladder just by playing purely competitive, purely this deck, and not really changing much. I think it's not far off the original list, which I looked at last time. The Trag is, I think, really awesome. You end up with such huge card advantage from Yamata that dropping a Trag when you bounce Yamata back, it comes down as an instant 3/6. It's just incredible. I also love Flip Flop. I think it's just one of the most unfair cards in the world when you go off with Sub, and Sub is obviously very unfair as well. In fact, most of these cards are unfair, and there's a reason why there's a lot of banned symbols all over the place. As for the side deck, we have Star Blast, which is just incredible. Just Star Blast into LADD turn 1 is just unfair against a lot of decks. But then Hinokaji Suchi, when they start, someone like Monarchs, like Frogs, for instance, who often have a large amount of cards in their hand, there's no point. 6 cards versus 6 cards, there's no real advantage there. Like, we're not going to grind out a game that well. We have less Monarchs than everyone else, so we have to bear in mind that resolving a Hinokaji Suchi versus Heroes is pretty much a given. But enough faffing around. Let's crack on with the replay. And, oh, I've already started. Let's just go back. Oh, God, what have I done? Let's go back. Let's look at the replay. Oh, hello. And we'll go play by play, and we will see. Oh my god, let's turn the sound off. That's hideous. So yeah, we open up quite good. This is usually a sit wing blast and hope they walk into it. And fortunately for me, we are playing someone who plays double Lila. He's gonna charge and obviously hope to get a Light Sword mill to get Lumina and go for that 6-card mill at the start, but alas, does not get that. But still, having a Lumina to get back the Lila after you summon it is pretty good. That Lila's going to come down. I'm going to Wing Blast it. I'm going to get into the double dandy. Now, this can be a strong play going straight into LADD if you are not scared of the TT, but I'm not going to get a lot of value off the LADD. Bringing back a dandy isn't bad, but I love to have a sub in the grave to then get the LADD out. So most likely we're going to just pretend TT isn't a card and summon sub, go for the Treeb. The reason we go for the Treeb first is because if they TT, we can say priority sub and then go into something else and actually have something useful, rather than go straight to the swap. Do it again with another Treeb and again keep going. Now if they TT, we lose priority because of the ignition effect, sorry, the trigger effect from the swap, but that's going to go ahead and dump some subs. You'll notice here that I bring out 2 subs. 2 swaps, dump 2 subs, and then go straight into a flip-flop dupe. I do not bounce the swap. Probably should have actually bounced the swap to get an extra dupe, but I don't want to. I'm so scared of this. Whatever this back row could be. You could have easily gone out, bounced that swap first, had an extra summon, and ended up with double dupe, flip-flop, and sub. But I like having 1 dupe in hand just for any future plays. You'll notice as well that I left a swap in the deck, and that will come up in a moment, I'm almost certain, because never blow your load too early. That's all I'm going to say, ladies and gents. Do not blow your load too early. Leaving 1 swap in there is actually really beneficial for many different plays we can have. So he's going to come up with another Lila again. He doesn't go with a Loom. Oh, he can't actually, fair enough. Oh, because I've Wing Blasted, sorry, never mind. So Wing Blast does not help there, but... oh, Miller Plague, so that opens up some play. I am going to go straight in with sub, tribute that to get the Unifrog. Again, pretending TT isn't a card. I also don't like to go straight in with Unifrog immediately turn 1, just in case it's Mirror Force. I don't want to lose my sub too early either. We're holding on to this LADD, we're holding on to this brain control until we genuinely need it. Go for it, pretend Mirror Force isn't the card. Well, if it gets Mirror Force out from Unifrog, I'm happy, but it ends up being absolutely nothing. Could he have beckoned there? I don't know. I feel like having these 3 cards in your hand plus a Lumina would have been quite cool. I'm not sure if he should have flipped it early. That's on him. Flip flop, bounce this. You know, nothing can go wrong with bouncing that unless he draws a solar recharge. And there you go. There's your solar recharge. It is what it is. But a solar recharge from a line is obviously going to give a huge plus here because obviously that's a free card. And a couple of extra mills. We are at 5 fairies now, so I don't really care about Christia. Christia isn't real anymore. Not that he has one. We're just going to summon Lumina. We're going to get the Lila, and here you're thinking, mill 6? Hope for JD? No, we're going to stack for Plague. We're going to go for Mistworm. Yeah, Mistworm seems like a good play. That clears a lot. It's going to get rid of the Unifrog as well when he attacks over. I presume he's going to have the sub-dupe and the set one, which you know is a flip-flop, but hey-ho. That dies. We take 2-1. And we draw 1-for-1, which is pretty awesome, actually. So I still have one swap in the deck. I've got one sub in hand. I've got a bunch of frogs in my hand as well. So actually having double dupe originally wouldn't have made a difference, I don't think. He would have still ended up with some cards in the field. Oh no, the flip-flop. Yeah, actually having double dupe at the start probably would have been better, but it's live and learn, live and learn. So we're going to summon the tree. We're going to 1-for-1 get rid of Battle Fader. Battle Fader is useless in Christia, and I don't really like playing it. Go straight for the Fishborg. That allows some power plays later on. And we'll go straight to LADD. LADD with 6 cards in hand versus their 3 is just a no-brainer. And we're going to end up with a huge advantage over here. There's not a lot we can do here. I mean, Set Raikou is going to wind it down a little bit. We're just going to sit and attack again. Now, okay, I don't know he has an Erin. So, in my opinion, setting a dupe is amazing. Dupe doesn't activate until it goes to the grave. If you can attack over 2,000, you're going to attack over the LADD anyway. So, I don't really fear me negating my own dupe. And I think the dupe, when it's flipped, just means they can't attack over LADD. And it means I have a bit more of a defense. But, unfortunately, Erin comes down. Erin flips it up. Okay, I negate it. He takes 400. And now, so he some reason he sent to the grave. I think he really thought it might destroy. It does not. And then we are going to negate the ignition at the end as well, which is trigger. Why don't you say ignition? Whatever. So we end up with this on the board. We have 7 cards in hand. We're just going to attack over. Oh, we can't attack over. Oh, okay. We're going to double Trebe to negate, and then we're going to summon our sub. Now, this is where the cool plays occur. We're going to bring out that swap that we left in the deck. That swap bounced for cost is going to bounce back this. And then we're going to summon a dupe and set a Wing Blast, which is quite strong. They can't attack. Obviously, they're locked out. Erin, of course, can get around the soft lock. So having the double lock is quite beneficial. And we're going to Gold Sark for a JD. A JD is, don't really have a lot of answers to this, like reactively, but like proactively we can plan ahead. So let's see what happens. He's going to Wing Blast, and we're going to get rid of the Lila. The reason being is because the Lila, I want it in the grave, and this Erin I can get rid of later. I'm not too fussed about that. I'm looking for an extra 100 damage. So we're going to summon. We're going to draw a Caius. We're going to think a little bit. We think for quite some time actually. We're obviously scared of the JD at some point, so we're going to summon the Treeborn. We're going to tribute for a double LADD. And having a LADD and swap and a dupe lock is just very, very uncool. So we're just going to get some free damage here. We know a JD's coming the turn after, so that's kind of annoying. Solar Recharge is, again, this deck just draws so much. Oh, but of course, we negate, so who cares? I think he might have forgotten that. So we're going to summon the Arcus. And again, the end phase is going to just go off. Now, I know a JD's coming next turn. So what do we do here? We're going to think for quite some time. Probably a good minute and a half, 2 minutes, I think, live. And yeah, we're gonna activate 3 Trebes. We're gonna send our LADD down to 800. We're gonna bounce that LADD, and we're gonna normal. Oh no, we're gonna discard for Treeborn, for Fishborg. Now, Fishborg, if you don't know, all of the monsters must be water. So I'm gonna try a very. It looks like a lot of minuses. Okay, it looks like a lot of minuses, but this is such a cool play and such a cool lock to have. So we're going to Fishborg into a dupe and a swap into a level 5. We're going to go into a level 5 water. Who knew this guy existed? Gishnil Dindadon, whatever it's called. We're then going to discard 1 Kai's, bring back the Fishborg. And we're going to go into a Brinac, again, a water. So, Fishborg can still be played. We're going to discard the Storm, pointless against Lightsworn. Notice we're still holding this Brain that we have been holding since turn 1. And then we're going to go into a Stardust plus the dupe. Now, He's getting 1 JD next turn, so he has to attack over dupe. He can't nuke because Stardust will negate, so he has to attack over dupe. And then he has to wait a turn, but I have Brain, I have Caius. I'm winning next turn, right? We're just going to attack over this, and then we'll call it a day. You'd hope. Now, the only way you can break this lock is by top decking a JD, which is really irritating. So now this guy's just gold Sark to JD and top deck to JD, the only real out to this board, which is pretty nuts. Maybe an Erin would have worked as well, but it's unlikely he plays double Erin. So this was annoying. But, you know, we have the brains, so we have answers. So he's going to go into battle phase. I think he forgets what he's meant to be doing here. Then he summons the other one, attacks over both. I don't even activate dupe because I completely forgot, but I know I've got game next turn, so I'm not overly fussed. We're just going to end mill 8. Now, actually, now I think about it, this was pretty scary because if he plays a Necro Gardener, and not many Christian Swans do play a Necro Gardener, but if he did, this play might not have worked. Obviously, we bring back the Treeborn, we Brain, we Caius, we call it a day. That's all she wrote. Now, if he had a... If he had a lad... Sorry, if he had a Necro, could we have played around that? Yeah, we could have nuked. Attack for 3Ks. Maybe would have negated it. I don't really know. And then tribute Kai's sack itself. I don't know. So, into the side deck. So we side out the faders because they're trash against Christian. We side out a Trag as well. We bring in 2 Starburst and 2 Soul Exchange, just to try and get rid of those Christians. Otherwise, the deck's got quite a good matchup versus this, surprisingly, considering how heavy it relies on special summons. We open Dandy again, which is quite cool. He opens the absolute nuts, which is charge, recharge, tons of good cards, a JD as well, just to make it worse, a Soul, and a Sark. So this is going to be a rough game. Let's see what happens. Yeah, Sarking first, which is good. We're going to get a Lumina. We're going to recharge the Erin. Going to draw an Erin and a... Right, this is... Okay, to be fair, I opened pretty godly last time, so this is fair. It's going to get rid of the Soul. Summon the Erin. Set Beckoning. I don't know why you'd set Beckoning here, because there's nothing you want, really. But anyway. I draw. Draw Yamata. Now, there are some plays here with enemy controller, special, swap, do some things, but... I don't think I can get Yamata out anyway. I'm just going to hope he doesn't have a Christia so I can drop a Gauze. That's pretty much my play. So we're going to just basically play it quite slowly. Going to summon swap. You know, pretend Rug is not a real card. Who would play Rug in Lightsworn anyway? And then pass. 1 turn on the JD. He's already got a second JD. Summon Trooper. This is a weird play considering you already have 4 fairies. Why would you risk? But I guess he knows these two. Oops, sorry. These two are going to mill anyway. So... Sod it, just mill 9 anyway. Mills loads more fairies. Christia isn't real anymore, so he's going to attack for loads. Obviously, we greed the Gauze. We get a big 19 token. Not that it really makes a massive difference. In hindsight, greeding the Gauze might not have been the best idea. 7k life sounds better than 3.5. But we're going to end phase and yeah, mill load of cards. So we draw. Now, we know JD's coming next turn, so there's no point going for a dupe block. We know JD plus any card is going to be game. So we have to go for just set a ton of back row and see what we can do. So we're going to summon the Yamata. We're going to set a bunch of cards to get a +2. Attack over this because Honest is real. He takes a card, that's fine. We draw 2. We draw another back row, but... Yeah, okay, fine, whatever. I don't know he has I don't know he already has a JD in hand, so we are just going to bounce that back. Now, because I've got an Econ, I really should shotgun this Wing Blast straight away. Because I kind of want to tribute one of the tokens for JD to survive. Like, that's really important, particularly on 1900 life. But I kind of greed it. I think, what if he has an Erin? Sorry, a Lila. And so I think, well, let's just get it on the back row so I can have a nice play. But Celestia is quite annoying. There's no way I could. The way the chain works here, it's not going to happen. So we end up losing that. For some reason, I kind of have I get triggered by the fact I just lost the Light Swarm. So we side back in the faders because the guy doesn't really play with a focus on Christian. Christian's more like a win more card by the looks of it. He just keeps milling fairies for the hell of it. So let's see what happens with this hand here. So we open another dandy, 3 dandies in a row. Opening sub every game is pretty mental as well. I mean, we do play a lot of cards to see it, but guy opens a Thunder King. I don't know what a Thunder King does in this deck. What does it do? Like stops a sub? Sorry, stops a swap. Stops a dupe search. It's not going to do a lot really. But hey ho. So we've got recharge Raikou. I mean, is he going to recharge the Raikou? Yeah, he's going to recharge the Raikou. I've got the Tree Engraved, but it's daft to actually play anything other than that. And yeah, straight in with the Illumina. Pitching Christia. Again, I'm not sure if I agree with this. Like, we're going to mill 3 cards. You've got an Honest in hand. You only need to mill 2 fairies to bring it live. But he's going instead going to greed the 6-card mill. Set Oppression. Set Call. And then attack for some reason. Not that it makes it much of a difference. And yeah, there we go. We just milled a butt ton of fairies and Christia's dead. Not the man, all 3 Christias in the grave, but if it wasn't, we'd have 4 fairies in grave, Honest in hand, Oppression set, Call, like, that's mental. So, this was weird. Draw phase, Call. Now, I was seriously tempted just to go for a Space Typhoon on a random back row and then Unifrog the other. But because he draw phased called this, like, kind of forces the play that I'm just going to go straight in with this. Fairly obvious. MST in this hand against these 2 back rows, pretty unfair, but yeah. He asked me if I chain. It's like, of course I chain. Still in the draw phase, you don't. Then we're going to standby phase, bring back Tree. We're going to Brain the Lila. Brain just coming in clutch this set. Kill the Oppression. This is pretty unfair. Then we're going to go sub. Oh, no, we're not. No. So, I was tempted with sub, having a dupe block versus that, but then, I don't know, like, I'm scared of Plague. I'm scared of, I don't know what. I went, well, I've got 5 cards versus his 2. Like, now 1 card. Like, this is game over, right? What is there to do? And he's got Thunder King, he's got Raikou. So we're just going to just set the Raikou. We've got a sub. We're just going to just swing. We're just going to keep swinging. Now, I don't know he has a Thunder King. I've not seen Thunder Kings yet, so I'm thinking only Garoth can really get over this, and I've not seen that either. Consecrated Light. I mean, it stops Caius, but it's a weird card to side versus this. A weird card to side. But Thunder King is going to go over this, and that's going to stop that. Oh, obviously, I get no value out of this. I get a Treeborn, which is fine. They can't Crow it 'cause it's damage step, but like, that's it. Now here, I think my opponent misplays. I'm going to special summon swap. I believe he can negate the special summon. And then I don't really know what I can do with this outside of a dupe block. But he just lets it go. So then we're just gonna go into the second LADD. Like, it's gonna take him multiple cards to get over this. Yeah, so that dies. He draws another Raikou. He's got a Consecrated Light. I realized he's not taking any damage this game, even though he should have. So fair play. That's not me paying attention. Draw Soul. Just gonna swing over the Raikou again. He's just gonna wear me down. I get it. It makes sense. So Celestial and Consecrated is pretty lame. Consecrated Light. Summoning the Consecrated Light doesn't make any sense. Now, LADD is only a dark when it's on the field, so it wouldn't stop me summoning it. So it only really stops Caius in this deck. And summoning it outright means that I have to find an out to it. Whereas if you set it, then I am simply going to attack over it and waste my battle phase and then have to figure out what I'm going to do with it. So probably a misplay for my opponent here by just summoning the Consecrated Light. I spent a bit of time on edisonformat.net trying to see the rulings on this because it can't be destroyed by a dark, but I'm also a light, so I thought maybe that counters it. It doesn't. It's both. So we're going to just triple tree here, which is probably not the best play, but go into a sub, go into a swap, go into another swap, bounce the lad, summon the uni with the extra normal summon, and you know that's 1500 there. Main phase 2, we should dupe, and yeah, I have no reason to keep the sub out anymore. We've got all the frogs out of the deck besides a flip flop. Or did I side out flip flop this game? I shouldn't side out flip flop. I don't think I did. But I think double dupe and uni is far better to have. So we're just going to set that and pass. He draws Beckoning Light. So his hand is pretty dead. What do we have? What can we beckon? We could beckon him for a JD. It's definitely live. So that's the play. He's going to set the beckoning. Going to break it, set special summoning dandy tokens. Now, oh, he negates that. Now, I don't actually have game here. There's no way I actually have game, I don't think. Yeah, we can do 3-2 damage with a lad on the field. But lad double dupe is pretty nuts. And then summoning the Gores for good fun as well. No, can't do a lot versus that. There you go. Well, that was we're in the 600s rating, so well played to my opponent. A few questionable decisions from both of us, but fun games. And yeah, if you enjoyed this playthrough and this ladder, I guess, climb series, do subscribe, do like the video, do leave a comment if you have any questions about my play. I imagine my play is quite questionable. Otherwise, I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers.